everyone, welcome to 4 Sides with me, Anjali. On one side is the grand inauguration of the Parliament House, the much celebrated temple of democracy, a scepter symbolizing Atmanirbhar Bharat and transfer of power to the people of India, as Prime Minister Narendra Modi mentioned in his speech, was sanctified and ceremoniously placed in the new Lok Sabha. There were BJP's members of parliament, other parties' representatives attending the event, minus of course the 19 opposition parties. The BJP members were especially in celebratory mode, and that included MP Brij Bhushan who turned out in his shining best for the occasion.
A person who is accused of sexual harassment charges and could be a culprit under the stringent POCSO law for harassing young wrestlers, including a minor one, was one of the invitees to what is being called the most important event in the history of India, inauguration of the new parliament. On the other side are the protesting wrestlers led by Bajrang Punia, Vinesh, Phogat and Sakshi Malik, the Olympian champions who were intending to do a peaceful march and hold a women panchayat in front of the parliament when they were stopped by the Delhi police. The situation took an ugly turn when the protesters were forcefully dragged into the police van. Here we are talking about the pride of our nation and the Olympic champions dragged and humiliated, making for visuals that puts the entire nation to shame. Yet it was the glitz of the new parliament, the story of the auspicious Sengal and the beaming politicians posing for the press that made for bigger news. The issue has been pending since January when the wrestlers was reported Brij Bhushan, and the protest has been ongoing from April 28. The Delhi police, in addition to arresting and detaining the wrestlers, were in a super hurry to file cases on the protesters. FIR has been registered under sections 188, disobedience to order duly promulgated by public servant, 186, obstructing public servant in discharge of public functions, 353, assault or criminal force to deter public servant from discharge of his duty, 332, voluntarily causing hurt to deter public servant from his duty of the Indian Penal Code. This public humiliation of the wrestlers began to trend on social media and then made its way into news bulletins. Interestingly, this zeal of Delhi police was missing when the serious charges of sexual harassment were made on the minister who was enjoying his position as president of Wrestling Federation of India. Only with the protest getting noticed and the case going to Supreme Court has an FIR come in early May, followed by setting up a committee to investigate the matter. No one knows at what stage is this investigation. Meanwhile, the champions of our nation who displayed grit and determination, courage and resilience in the wrestling ring decided to throw their medals in Ganges. Even this announcement did not move the government. In fact, Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh resembled Twitter trollers when he called these medals worth 15 rupees and said instead the wrestlers must return the crores of rupees that they received. Sakshi Malik pointed out that this man has never seen their hard work and his comment only reflects the importance he gives to them. Bajrang Punia lashed out saying they weren't given as charity by him but a result of hard work and sweat. He further went on to say he is ready to return any awards and titles given by Indian government and even his Khel Ratna and Arjuna awards. The wrestlers did reach Haridwar with their medals as the entire nation was watching. However, farmer leader Naresh Tikayat arrived at the venue and took the medals from the wrestlers and sought 5-day time. Meanwhile, World Wrestling Federation has issued a statement expressing their support to the fighting wrestlers. The statement mentioned that the federation has been watching the developments closely from the beginning. The international body has requested Indian Olympic Federation to send information regarding holding elective assembly, which if not held can lead to suspension of Wrestling Federation of India. This would force the athletes to compete under neutral flag. It has urged the concerned authorities to conduct impartial investigations into the allegations and has condemned the arrest and detention of the wrestlers. Like every protest the government chooses to ignore, this too is accused of being driven by political motives. There is no way to prove it, and presence of a few politicians cannot justify this claim. Any show of support is in fact a shot in the arm for wrestlers and much needed for furthering their cause. However, wrestlers must be careful of involvement of organizations like Khap Panchayat, which does not have a great history of protecting women's rights. The protest is at a point where it can be hijacked easily, and which is what even the detractors would want.
Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh has been kept aside as chief of WFI early this year. The protesting athletes demand his immediate arrest and sought the intervention of the Supreme Court. It was only after the apex court directed the police to register a case that an FIR was filed against the 66-year-old member of the parliament who calls laws against sexual harassment flawed.